They say that the first $100,000 is the hardest, but it doesn't have to be if you know what you're doing. One of the biggest problems when it comes to making money online is that people don't use what are, in my opinion, the best vehicles for getting there. And in this video, I'm going over 9 of what are, in my opinion, the best ways of making your first $100,000 online. I'm going over the ways themselves, how long they can potentially take to make $100,000, and how easy they are. Now, over my online journey, which has spanned almost a decade at this point, I've made over $6 million online from many different methods. So you're going to be learning these from someone who's actually done a lot of these, so I can give you some pointers and guidance on what is best to do. That being said, I know I look super young. I'm 22 years old right now, and I started many of these side hustles back when I was in high school. So age doesn't matter at all. Don't let that be a limiting factor if you're 15 years old or 80. The easiest way to make your first $100,000, in my opinion, is to teach something. Now, you probably didn't know that being a teacher could make so much money, but I'm not talking about being a traditional school teacher. I'm talking about being the next generation of teacher, which is selling online courses. You can do this at any age, and I personally made my first $1 million from online courses before I was 20. All you need to know is just 1% more than most people on a particular skill, and it can be almost literally anything if people are interested in learning about it. In fact, there's people who've made over $100,000 just from video game courses. So let's break down the math right now on how to make over $100,000 from courses. If you sell a course for $1,000, you only need 100 sales to make 100,000. And just take a look at how many YouTube channels are out there getting over 100,000 views per month. And just think about if a tiny percentage of those people bought a course that you might be selling, it adds up to a lot of money. And I personally make over $100,000 per month from YouTube by selling my course on this channel right here. Now, to break this down, in order to sell a course, you first have to choose a niche or a category of your course. I would just make sure to go on YouTube, make sure there's videos with over 100,000 views in the category you're thinking about doing, which proves that there's an interest in that subject. And then you simply record videos teaching something step by step, and you don't even have to show your face if you don't want to, especially if it's an online-based skill. You can literally just record your screen doing a slideshow with something like Google Slides, and you can use a free screen recorder like OBS. And then the next step is to host your course on something like Kajabi, and then charge money for it using something like Digistore24. And the final step, once the course is done, is to then promote it. And you can do it in so many different ways, but in my opinion, the best way of promoting your course is using YouTube traffic. And also, you can get affiliates to promote your course for you, and they'll do things like buy ads, they'll create videos about it, they'll write blog posts, all promoting your course for you, and you just give them a commission for every sale that they get. And what's so epic about online courses for making your first $100,000 online is you do the work once for creating the course. You record it, and that might take a little bit of work, but trust me, it's so worth it. Not only because you can make a ton of money, but you can also help a ton of people as well. Now, if you don't want to make your own course, or if you don't have a skill, that's no problem at all. And that brings me into our next way of making your first $100,000 online, which is promoting somebody else's course. Now, the pros of this method is that you don't have to have any skills to teach, and you don't have to spend a bunch of time creating your own course. Instead, you can find a course to promote from places like clickbank.com or Digistore24.com. But one of the biggest cons of this method is that you typically have to split a commission with the creator of the product. For example, my YouTube course, Tube Mastery and Monetization, we have it up on Digistore24 so people can sign up to promote it, and we pay out a 50% commission for every sale that an affiliate gets. And my product on Digistore is $1,000, so you make $500 for each sale that you get. So in order to make your first $100,000 online, if you get paid $500 per sale, you would need to get around 200 sales to make your first 100K. Now you might be saying, Matt, that's great, but where do I actually promote my affiliate links to get these sales? Well, we're going to be going over some of the best traffic sources, which in of themselves can be used to also make your first 100,000 online. Now, I personally consider affiliate marketing, if you do it in a very specific way, to be one of the laziest ways of making money online. And you can check out this video right here in the card that popped up to see me go more in depth on this lazy method. Now, way number 3 is running faceless Instagram theme pages. Now, in order to have a big Instagram page, you probably think you need to be some sort of influencer who's constantly taking pictures of themselves, but that is actually not the case. In fact, the people that I personally know with the biggest Instagram accounts out there never even show their face. Now, you might be asking, Matt, how do they do that? The way that they do that is by running what are called faceless Instagram theme pages. These are pages where they post valuable content relating to a single niche. For example, the Instagram account Millionaire Mentor has over 10 million followers followers, and they just make simple posts relating to business that are typically just a photo with some text on it. And you can make photos just like this using any of these free image editors right here. And now you might be asking, how do you actually make money from this since Instagram doesn't have any sort of built-in monetization features? And the way that you can make money doing this is by selling what are called shoutouts. And these are posts that promote another Instagram account or a company. And I personally have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Instagram shoutouts on so many different pages, especially within the business niche, in order to promote my course Tube Mastery and Monetization. And you can sell shoutouts on places like shoutcart.com, but as you build up your following, people will just reach out and DM you as well, asking if they can buy a shoutout. Now let's say you sell each shoutout for $100, then you would need to sell 1,000 in order to make $100,000. And big accounts can easily sell 2 to 3 shoutouts per day, which would in turn net them that $100,000 per year. And a lot of the people that I personally know doing this run a bunch of accounts. In fact, some of them run over 20 accounts each. So imagine the possibility there, selling shoutouts on all those different accounts. And not only that, you can also use these accounts to promote affiliate products or your own course to make even more money. Now at this point, you're probably wondering, how do I get a bunch of followers in the first place? Well, here's a checklist for helping you to grow your Instagram account fast. Number 1 is to post at least 2 to 3 times per day. Number 2 is to make sure you stay within a single niche. Number 3 is to post a combination of feed posts, stories, reels, and IGTV videos. Number 4 is to use good hashtags. And number 5 is to comment on other big pages within the niche. And you can typically find these if you go to the Explore page of Instagram. Comment something valuable, people will then check out your account and you can get a ton of exposure that way. And you can also buy shoutouts yourself on other accounts in order to build up this potential income stream. Now, just like Instagram, you can also run big YouTube channels without ever showing your face. Now, since you're watching a YouTube video right now, you've probably seen tons of videos on this platform that never show their face, for example, top 10 videos, but you probably didn't know that these channels can actually be making a lot of money. And feel free to check out this video right here to see the 30 best niches or categories of content to do this in my opinion. In fact, I run over a dozen different YouTube channels that have gotten me mini play buttons for hitting over 100,000 and 1 million subscribers on those channels. And my students and I are the ones behind a lot of the big faceless channels out there. Now, the way that this basically works, if we break it down, is you choose a niche, you find ideas, you download videos, you add value to them, and then you upload and optimize those videos onto YouTube. Now, this isn't something instant whatsoever. It usually takes around 30 to 60 videos to start getting some traction on your channel, and many of the huge channels that you see out there upload hundreds of videos before they get big and consistent results. But let me tell you, it's so worth it if you do put in the work and go that extra mile to make this happen. Because once you build up a backlog of evergreen videos that all feed each other within a single niche, they can potentially make money for you for a long time. In fact, I still make money every single month from videos that I uploaded when I was a teenager. And this is why I consider running YouTube channels one of the best ways of making your first 100,000 online. The way you make money is that YouTube puts ads on your videos, and then you make money every single time someone watches one of your videos. Now, the average amount of money that I've seen channels in decent CPM niches, these are simply categories of content in which there's a lot of advertisers wanting to put ads on these videos, is around $10 per 1,000 views. In order to make your first 100K then, you would need around 10 million views on your channel, which, trust me, I know that seems like a lot, but I personally have channels with hundreds of millions of views each on them. Plus, a lot of niches can make much more than $10 per 1,000 views, and I go over some of these in this video right here, and I give you examples of some of the best high CPM niches in my opinion, and how much most channels make per 1,000 views. Now, the epic thing about YouTube is you're not just limited to the built-in monetization with ads, you can also promote affiliate products, you can promote your own course, you can do sponsorships, or anything you want with your YouTube traffic. Of course, with my personal channel that you're watching right now, Make Money Matt, I promote my YouTube course, Tube Mastery and Monetization, and we pull in an extra $100,000 per month, whereas we only make around $15,000 per month from this channel from ad revenue. Now, speaking of a personal YouTube channel, that's actually my 5th way of making your first 100,000 online. The same fundamentals go into growing a personal channel, but the only difference is that you have to actually record videos like I'm doing right here. Now, if you were thinking about starting a personal channel, here's all the gear that I use for my personal channel. Feel free to get this yourself, and also feel free just to record your first videos literally on your phone. Most phones nowadays are more than good enough. And when I actually started this personal channel right here, I literally didn't even show my face, and I just recorded my screen using a free screen recorder called OBS. But what's great about a personal channel is the increased trust that you get from it, so you can do things like sell affiliate products easier or courses, and you can help people in that extra way. All that being said, if you go back to the first videos on my personal channel, you'll notice I'd never even showed my face, yet I was still able to sell over $27,000 per month of an online course. For our next idea, you can potentially use one of the biggest marketplaces online and artificial intelligence in order to make money, and here's how it works. Step number one is to make an account on Etsy.com. Now, if you hear Etsy, you're probably thinking of arts and crafts or DIY projects, which are typically what is sold on Etsy. But what's really cool is that you can actually sell a ton of different things on Etsy. Then what you do is you make a listing just like this one right here, and as you can see, it says turn pictures into paintings. Then once you start getting orders, in order to actually fulfill these pictures, you can use something like Midjourney, which is an AI tool, in order to turn pictures into paintings. There's tons of online tutorials which show how to do it. And if we do the math, this Etsy store has gotten over 50,000 sales. And if they make around $10 of profit per sale, that alone would be $500,000. That's well over 100K, so it's definitely possible to make your first 100,000 online with this method. Plus, if you want to go the extra mile, you can even offer a package where they can pay a little bit more in order to have their custom painting printed out and then shipped to them, and you can do that with something like Vistaprint. Now, what's so epic about online business is the fact that you can sell products without ever having to physically fulfill them, manufacture them, and ship them out. And the way we do this is by selling what are known as digital products. These are products that can be fulfilled automatically online. Now, the obvious question that comes up is, what types of digital products can you sell? Well, here's 12 different digital product ideas that you can use to make money online from the video that I did on this subject on my channel. I go more in depth on these ideas, and I show actual examples in the dedicated video, so feel free to check that out if you want. But let's say you sell a digital product for $100, you sell 1,000 copies of that, and boom, you made $100,000. And what's so epic about digital products is the fact that they're mostly profit due to the fact that you don't have to pay fulfillment costs. And a good place for selling digital products is a website called Gumroad.com. Now, if you run a YouTube channel, then you'll have scripts for your videos. You can actually reuse these scripts, rewrite them a little bit, and publish them to your own blog. And in fact, blogging can still be incredibly profitable. Basically, the way that it works is you choose a niche, and usually the best ones center around health, wealth, relationships, travel, or technology. Then you do keyword research to find out which topics to write about. And there's free keyword tools out there like Ubersuggest or Answer the Public. Then simply write great original articles 1,000 to 2,000 words long, providing actual value to people. Then you need to host your site, and there's great hosting providers like WPX Hosting, and I recommend using WordPress for your actual website with a good theme like the Astra theme. And then you can install plugins like Yoast, which allows you to optimize your blog in order to rank for certain keywords. And once you build a big backlog of articles, people will find your blog from places like Google Search. And in order to make money, you can put ads on your blog from places like Google AdSense, in addition to adding other revenue streams as well. For example, sell your own course or do affiliate marketing. And just as an example of this, the blog avocado.com was grown to making 6 figures in just a year, created by these people right here. And then they made a blog called createandgo.com, which shows exactly how they did it. And now they make almost $400,000 per year from their blog, and that's about as much as the salary of the president of the US. Now, I pay tens of thousands of dollars per month to people online to help me run my 12 different YouTube channels, because there's no way that I personally could do it without them. I pay people to write scripts, do voiceovers, edit videos, and create thumbnails. And you can potentially do this yourself and sell your services on places like Upwork or Fiverr. And this brings me to the 9th way of making your first 100K online, which is freelancing. And just to break down what's possible with freelancing, let me go over a couple different ideas of what you can do within this side hustle. For example, for writing scripts or blog posts or any type of content online, and there's tons of people wanting to pay for writing, you can use automated tools like ChatGPT or Jasper AI to help make writing things faster, but always make sure to go through and fix anything, write it within your own words to make it as valuable as you possibly can to both your client and the end person who will view the content. And you can always check it with something like Copyscape to make sure it's original and unique. You can also write for websites and content farms like iWriter, and here's how much that they pay for different word counts. But personally, if I did this, I don't think that's enough, and I personally wouldn't go about writing for a content farm, and instead I would apply for job posts on places like Upwork. And make sure to charge at least $30 per 2,000 word article that I wrote. For the second thing that I outsource people to do, which is recording voiceovers, you can sell those on places like voices.com, and you can get a good cheap microphone like a Blue Yeti. And for making images, you can use these free image editors right here. For example, if you're selling thumbnails or logos or channel art. And you can do all of these on places like Upwork.com, which is where I primarily hire people from. For example, this Fiverr gig right here has over 1,000 reviews on it, and he simply just creates YouTube thumbnails for people. Now, if you go down this route and you have a skill that you can help people with in terms of freelancing, it can be a good way to make your first 100K online. But to supplement this income, I would also recommend using that skill and creating a course teaching it step by step. That way you'll make money through 2 different methods. Now here's a list of all of the different side hustles that we just went over in this video. And right here are all my personal favorite side hustles as well. And what I personally would do to make my first 100,000 online. Now check out this video right here to see what is, in my opinion, the best way of making money online today. This, in my opinion, is the best side hustle for beginners, and it's what I personally would do if I was starting from scratch today. It shows me doing it in front of you step by step. I don't just talk about it, I actually demonstrate it for you. So check out this video right here today. My name is Matt Parr. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.